But anyway, neck rolls here, class. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll go with 30 seconds in each direction. Remember that we are drawing big circles in the air with our chin, okay? We want to remember which direction we go the first time, so that way we can go the opposite direction on the second half of the set. We're going to go ahead and get ourselves started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Big circles in the air with the chin. Remember, we're trying to get a large range of motion. We're only going to a point of mild discomfort. Here we go. Mild discomfort. So that means the size of the circle that you draw with your chin is going to be based on your comfortable range of motion. Still try to get a nice stretch as you move the neck in all different directions. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and switch directions here, class. There we go. I'm going extra slow today. I don't want to catch my neck in a funny position again. Remember to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Now from here, class, I'm going to turn to the side and we're going to work on our posterior shoulder circles. Okay? So if you remember, we don't want to do forward, okay, because then we are putting our upper back and shoulders into that rounded over position, all right? So I want to focus on going backwards, right? We're pushing our shoulders back, pinching them together as we come back. And remember, as we come to the back part of our circle, we're going to pause for about a second, hold ourselves in that nice tall posture, and then we'll go into the next rep, right? Get that nice pause in there, just 1 or 2 seconds on that pause, all right? We'll go for 30 seconds in, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Always breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Pause in that nice posture position in the back part of the circle. There we go. Checking my time. 5 seconds left. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Now from here, class, I want to go into our band external rotations. And actually, I take that back. We shouldn't have said band, or I shouldn't have said band, because we're not actually going to be using a band here. This is just going to be a posture position. You can do it standing or sitting, and really we could have done all of those stretches, either standing or sitting, whatever you prefer. But with this one here, I'm just going to hold my hands out, palms facing up toward the ceiling. I turn to the side. You see my elbows are bent at about 90 degrees. It doesn't have to be perfect. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive my thumbs out to the walls on either side of me, okay? And when I do that, I'm going to feel my rotator cuff muscles working on the back of my shoulder, but I also want to make sure that I'm pushing my chest out and pinching my shoulders back, okay? And what we're doing there is we're getting our posterior shoulder to work, our rotator cuff to work, but once again, we are pushing ourselves into that nice posture. Right? Push the chest out, pinch the shoulders back, okay? I'd like to just go back and forth between the starting and ending positions here for about 30 seconds, all right? Let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Very good, just a side view. Again, I'm just driving my thumbs out in each direction. I'm breathing out as I drive my thumbs out to the wall. I'm breathing back in as I come back to the starting position. Very good. Basically the exact same band external rotation that we've done in the past. 3, 2, 1. relax. Very good. Now from here, class, I want to go into a bicep curl. All right. Now, we can do this without weights. We can do this with our light weights, or we can use our heavy weights, whatever you prefer. But all I'm going to do here is get set athletically. All right. I don't have to be as bent over as I am in my bent over row or my dumbbell fly, but I do want to have a nice bend to my hips and my knees here. And I'm just going to curl up, right? Turning the palm up to the ceiling as I bring the weight up to my shoulder, and then twisting the palm back to where it's facing my body, facing my thigh here on the side as I go. You see, I went with an alternating curl there. I can also do both arms together, or I can do one at a time, okay? And we'll do that for 30 seconds here together. All right, we'll get started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. I'm gonna go with the alternating here. Just working those bicep muscles a little bit. We want to get that supination, right? Supination is turning the palm up to the ceiling. Make sure we're twisting that palm up as we come up, twisting it back down as we bring our hand back down to the starting position. Checking my time. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. From here, class, I'm going to set these down, and I'm going to find here it is, my resistance band. So if we work the bicep, class, we're going to work the tricep as well, all right? And the warm-up I want us to perform here is going to be our hammer extensions. So with this one, I'm going to grab the band on each end. See, I got my handles here, and I'm just going to wrap up some excess. All right, and here you want to wrap up excess, okay? So I want to make the band smaller, physically make the band smaller by wrapping it up on each side. In this position here, I'm gonna place my right hand on my left shoulder, okay? And what that sets up, now I can lift up my left arm, and I want you to imagine I got a big nail on the wall here. I'm going to extend the resistance band, right? I'm gonna pull the band by extending my elbow, and I'm gonna hammer that nail into the wall, okay? And I'd like us to knock out 10 of these on each side. So when we have our band ready to go, we're gonna knock out 10 hammer curls on this left arm together in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? I'm coming out and back in. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's go ahead and switch sides. So now my left hand is going to go to my right shoulder. You see I'm lifting up my arm here to about shoulder height. Let's knock out 10 on the other side here. Ready? Let's go right into it. I'm coming out, back in. That's 1. Hammering in that nail. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. Now, the last exercise I have for us in this warm-up is going to be our lateral leg swings. All right, so I've got my chair, or you can find your wall. I'm a little closer to the wall today, class, because I have my laptop charging. I forgot to charge it last night. It was only 25%, and it would have died in the middle of class if I wasn't charging it. So I have to scoot closer to the wall here. But anyway, got my chair here. And remember, class, with our leg swings, we are pushing our leg out to the side. Remember, my toes are pointing in the direction that my leg is going. So I'm opening up my hip. I'm getting my toes to point out to the right because I'm swinging out to the right with my right leg. And then I'm going to turn my toes back in toward the left side of my body as I bring my right leg into the left. All right, the left part of my swing, and vice versa. All right, so I'm pointing those toes in the direction that my leg is going. We're gonna get 30 seconds on each side with this one. We're gonna get ourselves started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Nice and controlled swing. Get a nice range of motion here, class. We want to make sure that our torso is staying stable over our plant leg. We do not want to be swinging out so far that our torso loses control, right? Stay nice and steady. Get some nice work in that plant leg here as well. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Shake out that plant leg a little bit if you need to. Let's do the same thing on the other side. All right. We're going to get started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Very good. Opening up the hip, right? I'm pointing my toes out to the left, pointing my toes back to the right as I come back in. They're always going to point the direction of your swing. Nice job. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Now from here, class, I'm going to keep my chair or my wall next to me because we're going to go into our balance work. All right. So with this one here, remember, we have our wide stance, narrow stance, staggered stance, and tandem stance. Okay. We're always choosing between those 4. Now, the 2 movements that we are adding to those stances. Again, we're going with the moving the head up and down, all right, or keeping our eyes closed, all right? And I need to remember not to move my head if I'm keeping my eyes closed, because last time I combined the 2, all right? So if you're going with the eyes closed, just keep your head still, all right? We're restricting that vision, making the other balance systems work harder and getting better, okay? So I'm gonna start off with the wide stance for myself. You choose whatever's appropriate for you here, class. And I'm gonna go with the head up and down from this wide stance. We're gonna get our first set of 20 seconds knocked out together in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. And up to the ceiling. Just like with the neck rolls earlier, class, find that comfortable range of motion if you're using the head up and down here, okay? Comfortable range of motion. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. All right, now I'm gonna switch from the wide stance to the narrow stance, all right? But again, you continue to do what's comfortable for you. I have my feet completely together here. All right, and I'm gonna once again do the head up or down. All right, we got 20 more seconds in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. Comfortable range of motion. I don't want to go too far down or my neck is gonna hurt again. I can already feel it. Make sure you're breathing, class. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Now, remember, if you're doing staggered or tandem, remember to switch your feet as you go. I want you to have an even number of sets with your right and left foot out front. All right? Now, I'm going to go staggered, and I'm going to go eyes closed. All right? But I'm going to cheat to watch the time. All right? We're going to get started in, hold on, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. Keeping the head still, eyes are closed. Make sure you got that chair there. The eyes closed is one of the tougher ones that we've done. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Now, for my last set, I'm going to go tandem, and I'm going to switch the foot that's out in front this time. All right? I'm going to go eyes closed one more time. Got our last set together in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. This one I definitely feel a little bit wobbly in. The tandem with the eyes closed. Again, allow your hands to just kind of hover over the wall or the chair. You don't want to be holding onto the chair the whole time or else you're not really balancing. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very nice. From here, class, I want to go into our power sets. So I'm going to get my chair ready. It's Wednesday, so that means that we are going with our overhead pillow slam and our linear or forward-backward leg swings, okay? So the pillow slam, remember, we have those two options we can do for this one. I can either slam it into the chair or I can slam it onto the floor. I'm gonna scoot back a little bit. There we go. Now, no matter what, if we're slamming to the chair or the floor, the slam itself is gonna be identical, okay? We're always going to get set athletically, all right? With hips and knees bent, we're gonna have the pillow down near our knees, almost like we're doing a bent over row. We're gonna come up over the head and slam it down, all right? And I know some of you have pets, and I never thought about that before we did this exercise, but again, we wanna slam that pillow fast and make a lot of noise when you slam it because that's indicative of the power that you are putting into the pillow and into the floor, okay? And you wanna make your muscles work by getting that power in the slam, okay? Now, remember, if we slam into the pillow, we can just pick it up and go into the next rep. If we're going on to slam it on the floor, there we want to be going into our deadlift a little bit better. So we're going to be shoving our knees out, keeping the chest and eyes up, and picking up that pillow. All right, same thing from the side view. All right, pushing the hips back, I'm shoving the knees out, chest and eyes are up, and picking up that pillow. All right, so let's knock out, we're gonna go 2 sets of 8 on that pillow slam. Let's knock out our first set here. I'm gonna slam this into the chair for my first set, all right? But I'm getting set athletically. We're gonna go ahead and get started in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Coming up, slamming down. That's 1. Go at your own pace here, class. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 more, 6, 7, last one, and 8. Wow, I kept the pillow on the chair every single time. Usually it falls off once or twice when I slam it. I'm gonna put that pillow back here on the railing, and I'm gonna use my chair or my wall once again for this next one. So we have our we have our leg swings going forward and backward. Remember, we want to emphasize the back part of the swing as much as we do the front, okay? And here I'm gonna add our freezes and our goes to this as well. My job is to catch you off guard as best I can, all right? Hopefully you're getting better at stabilizing no matter when I say freeze, okay? Remember, we're only gonna hold that frozen position for 1 or 2 seconds, and then we'll go with our swing once again, all right? But we're gonna get 30 seconds on each side. Let's go ahead and get started here in, hold on, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Freeze. Go. Freeze. Go. Freeze. Go. Freeze. And relax. Very good. Let's shake out that plant leg a little bit if you need to. Let's do the same thing on the other leg before we go into our last set of our pillow slams. All right, we're getting started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Nice big swing here, class. Be ready. Freeze. Go. Freeze. Go. Try to get the back-to-back. The back-to-back trips some people up sometimes. Freeze. Relax. Very good. I don't know how effective the back-to-back is over the online format. I don't know if there's maybe there's some sort of a delay there, but I tried to go freeze, go, freeze, go, right after another. It works really well in the face-to-face. I hope it works just as well for all of you listening there at home, all right? But let's go with our last set of the pillow slams. I'm gonna do 4 of our 8 reps facing forward, and I'll do the last 4 facing the side, so I give different views of that deadlift when we're picking the pillow up, all right? So, got my pillow here. We're gonna knock out 8 reps together in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? I'm coming up. Make that noise, shove the knees out, chest up, eyes up. Go at your own pace here, class. That's 2, 3. That one rolled on me. That's 4. Now I'm going to turn to the side. Same thing. 5. Chest up, eyes up. That's 6. Push the hips back. 7. Last one. And 8. That one was really loud. That one sounded like the thunder from last night. There we go. I must have got to land just right on the floor to make it that loud. That was really loud. All right. Now, last set here of the leg swings with the freeze and go. I'm going to do a side view of this to really emphasize the back part of the swing. All right. So we got 30 seconds. We're getting started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Freeze. Go. Freeze. Go. Freeze. Go. Freeze. Relax. Very good. Switch legs. That means I'm switching sides. Let's do 30 more seconds on the other leg. Shake out that plant leg if you need to. All right. Let's go right into this last set. Ready? Go ahead. Freeze. Go. Freeze. Go. Freeze. Go. Keep it up, class. Freeze. Relax. Very good. Now, shake out that other plant leg if you need to. And I'm gonna go over, actually, I need that chair. I'm gonna go over our first resistance training set, right? It's Wednesday. We're going with our frontal plane work today. I can maybe turn that. There we go. I have to be careful with that plug-in. If I yank on my charger at all, the charger will just slide right out of the outlet. So I don't want to move my laptop too much. So I got my chair here. We're going with our outer hip and thigh work to start, okay? As always, we have our 2 options. We have our outward knee press. I'm gonna be sitting up nice and tall on my chair, nice posture, right? We just worked on that nice posture that entire warm-up, or for the most of the warm-up. I have my resistance band, which I can't seem to work right. There we go. And I'm gonna double it up. If I have the straight line type of band with the handle on each side, I'm gonna double it up and step through, and then I'm gonna have to hold it with my hands so it doesn't come apart. But I'm gonna sit up nice and tall and shove my knees out, and then bring them right back in. That would be 1 rep right there, okay? If you're choosing to do this one, I'm gonna have you do 20 reps, all right? 20 total reps with that one. Don't forget, you can also use your hands, all right, as a form of manual resistance to press your knees out against, and you might also get some shoulder and arm work from doing that there, okay? If you have the full loop type of band, it will probably be a lot easier to put that around your knees. You might not have to hold it, and you can just press your knees out and come back in, okay? Now, if we do not want to do that particular exercise here, class, we can always do the lateral leg raises. And as always, I have my chair or my wall for my balance support. I'm going to start with my right leg here, and I'm going to come out and back in. Now, just like with those leg swings, class, hopefully I've been setting the camera up well enough for you to be able to see, but I am sticking my leg out to the side. I'm bringing my toes out, pointing the direction of my raise, and I'm bringing my leg back in to meet my plant leg, right? We're not crossing the plant leg anymore, all right? Because we're not going with the swing this time. And then if I turn to the side, right, not only am I turning my toes out in the direction of my raise, but I'm also going to be pushing my leg back slightly, okay? Just like on that frontal raise, if we want a diagonal path, all right, that leg should be going behind my torso slightly as I go. We're going to get a lot more muscular work with that little tweak right there, okay? If you're going to do that exercise, we're going to get 10 on each side, 20 total. That way we match up with those of us doing the 20 outward knee press reps, okay? Now, the exercise I'm going to pair with this is going to be our bicep curl, all right? Now, the bicep curl, I'm going to turn that camera up a little bit. Just like in the warm-up class and just like in past workouts, I am going to kind of let you do whatever you want for the weight, okay? You can go with no weight, you can go with your light weight, or you can go with your heavy weight, all right? Whatever you prefer. We're going to knock out 2 sets of 30 seconds for that bicep curl. Just make sure that you are having your palms facing your body and then turning your palms up toward the ceiling and then rotating them back down, all right? We want that supination as we go, that nice twist of the palm up and back, all right? You can go with both arms at once, or you can go one arm at a time. Now, if you want that extra resistance even more, we can also set up a double leg anchor here with the resistance band, right? 2 feet on the center of the band, and now I can curl both arms or one arm, all right? Just like with the dumbbells, okay? I'll make sure I give a couple extra seconds for those of us who maybe want to use the band for that to get set up. But let's start off with our first set of the outward hip choice. So we have our outward knee press or our leg raise, and we're gonna get started with our 20 total reps together in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? I'm coming out and back in. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch legs, go right into it. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Very good. That's 1 set down for the outward hip and thigh work. Now, let's grab either no weight, light weight, or heavy weight for the bicep curl, or we can also grab the resistance band, all right? And I will be doing the resistance band here, so I'm gonna take a second or 2 to set up my double leg anchor, all right? I'm also gonna try to keep track of the time as I go. We're gonna knock out 30 seconds, so get as many reps as you can in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Coming up, I'm going the alternating here. Again, you can go one arm at a time, or you can go with the double arm. Twisting that palm up as you come up, twisting it back down to face your body as you bring your hand back down to the starting position. Now, checking my time. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. I'll do a side view for that next set here, class. Let's go into the last set here of our outward hip and thigh work. So I'll give an extra second or two for those of us doing the outward knee press to get that band set up, all right? And that'll be 20 reps once again, while those of us doing the leg raise are gonna get 10 on each side, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and get started in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Coming out and back in. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switch legs, go right into it. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Very good. That is it for our outer hip and thigh work. I'm gonna grab my resistance band one more time, all right, for our last set of the bicep curls. Okay, once again, gonna go with 30 seconds. I got my double leg anchor set up, and we're gonna knock out this last set together in 3, 2, and 1. Ready, go ahead. Turn the palm up. There we go. Remember that palm. Always want to be rotating. Get that supination. Keep your breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Checking my time here. 5 seconds left. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. I'm going to set this band down on the floor. Grab a sip of water here, class. Catch your breath if you need to. I'm going to go over our next superset. And for the first exercise, I need my chair and I need my pillow. All right? Because we're going to be doing the pillow squeeze. Now, with this one here, class, remember the specific way that we count, or that I count, this exercise. So I got the pillow folded up, got it between my knees here, and I'm sitting up nice and tall. Okay, good posture. I'm going to give this pillow as much of a squeeze as I prefer, right? You make this exercise as intense as you want it to be. I'm gonna squeeze this pillow and count 1, 2, 3, right? When I say 3, that's your cue to relax. Don't forget, I'll always give you a squeeze cue, okay? So I'll always tell you when to squeeze. So I'll say squeeze, 1, 2, 3, and then you relax. And then we go to rep number 2. And I'll say squeeze, 2, 2, 3, right? And we're gonna do that up to 5, okay? 2 sets of 5 reps using that climbing method of counting. I'll set my pillow right there. Okay, hopefully it doesn't fall. Now, the exercise that I want to pair with that is going to be for the tricep. So we have 2 options, as always, for the tricep option here, class. I have my light weights, as always, just like with the bicep. We can go with no weight, lightweight, or heavyweight. It truly depends on what you want to do. Now, our first exercise is going to be that overhead tricep extension. So here it is from the front. You see, I'm always going to have my elbows locked in place, and here I'm extending up toward the ceiling. My elbows are not moving. I want to isolate my triceps by keeping my elbows in place. Okay, I can go double arm or I can go one arm at a time. All right, gotta add that little difficulty there from the side. Same idea. See, the elbows are in place. I'm dropping the weights down by the back of my neck, extending straight up. Your elbows might move a little bit, and that's fine. You don't have to keep them perfectly in place. All right, just as long as they're staying relatively still. All right, now the next exercise that we can do if we're a little wary of holding the weights in that position is going to be our tricep kickback, my favorite one of all time. We're going to get set athletically, and here now we want to have that good forward lean. Okay, we don't want to be swinging the tricep kickback from standing straight up nice and tall. Okay, we want to get bent over, back flat, big chest, pinch the shoulders. Elbows are locked in place on the rib cage, and just like before, I'm going to extend the elbow and come right back in. All right, I can go with one arm at a time or both arms. All right, whatever you prefer. We'll do 2 sets of 30 seconds with that, just like with the bicep. But let's start off with the pillow squeeze today. I'm finding my chair, got my pillow. I'm gonna fold this up, get it between my knees, sitting up nice and tall. We're gonna knock out our 5 reps together in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Squeeze. 1, 2, 3. Squeeze. 2, 2, 3. Squeeze. 3, 2, 3. Squeeze. 4, 2, 3. Last one. Squeeze. 5, 2, 3. Very nice. That's 1 set down already. Remember, I do not want to work the inner hip and thigh as much as we work the outer hip and thigh, right? We want this to be able to counteract the inside, right? We want to be working a little bit lopsided there on purpose. It's not going to make us lopsided, right? Maybe I shouldn't use that word, but we want to be able to avoid the caving in of the knees, all right? If the inner thigh muscles are stronger than these muscles out here, we're going to be more prone to getting malalignment in the lower body, right? So that's why I only do half as much on the squeeze as I do on the outward, okay? Now, tricep. I forgot what exercises we were doing there for a second. I'm gonna go with the overhead for the first set, and we're gonna knock out 30 seconds together. All right, we're getting started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. I'm going with one arm here. I want to be able to keep track of the time really well. Keep that elbow in place. Very nice. 10 seconds left. Keep it up, class. Whatever exercise you're doing, keep that elbow as still as you can. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. I'll do the kickback for the second set. But let's knock out the pillow squeeze here one last time. Again, you make this exercise as intense as you want it to be. So really squeeze that pillow as best you can. We're going to knock out our last 5 reps together. All right. In 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Squeeze. 1, 2, 3. Squeeze. 2, 2, 3. Squeeze. 3, 2, 3. Squeeze. 4, 2, 3. Squeeze. 5, 2, 3. Very good. I might have forgot to say squeeze in there. I kind of can't remember. When I do climbing method of counting at Gilbert, I don't usually give that extra squeeze cue. All right, I usually just count, do the climbing method, and have them react to the number. But because we're in the online format, I want to make sure that I give that cue so you know exactly when I'm wanting us to squeeze. All right, but like I said, I'm going to do the kickback here. I'm actually going to do a side view again, and we're going to go for 30 more seconds in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Again, you can go one arm at a time or both arms together. Keep the elbow locked in place. As many reps as you can fit in 30 seconds. 10 seconds left, class. Keep it up. Keep that breathing as well. Nice bent over position on the kickback. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. That is it for our second superset. Our third superset here, class, for the shoulder and for the core is going to consist of our goal posts and our standing lateral lean today. All right, so the goal post exercise, again, I'll give us kind of a choice there. I would maybe avoid using the heavy weights here. All right, but you can do this one with no weight or with your light weight. Okay, we don't really want to be using heavy weight with the rotator cuff in general. Okay, but you especially want to use the heavy weight today because I'm going to be doing 15 reps of the goal post. All right, so let's talk about the goal post quickly. My starting position, right? My arms are going to be bent at about 90 degrees, and here I'm closing the lid. My arms are lifted up to shoulder height, and I already did one goal post there, right? I'm going to lift the lid up. See, my elbows are up. I'm trying to make as good of a goal post as I can. I have my big chest. I'm pinching my shoulders back, and then I'm coming right back down, closing the lid, okay? I'd like to knock out 15 of those reps for 2 sets with you today, all right? Now, the other exercise that we're going to pair with that is going to be our standing lateral lean, okay? And here is another exercise where it truly does not matter to me what resistance you use. You could be using your heavy weights, your light weights, or no weights. Either way, what we're going to do is we're going to keep our hands on the outsides of our thighs here, all right? It's the exact same position as my bicep curl, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to slide my hand down the side of my thigh and come right back up, okay? Now, the depth, okay, or the range of motion that you achieve here as you're leaning to the side is really dependent on your comfortable range of motion, all right? So find that comfortable range of motion, all right? I'll do it from the other side here. If you feel any pain, all right, obviously don't go that far, but then you're going to stand back up. Now, when we stand, we're going to lean, not stand. We're already standing. When I lean back over to stand straight up, it's going to be the muscles on the opposite side of my torso that are going to work to bring me back up to my upright position, okay? I'd like us to go at 2 sets of 30 seconds. But this one, we are just going to be leaning to one side and then leaning to the other, just alternating between the 2 directions. Last big thing on that one, class, make sure that you are keeping your hands in line with your body here. You want to be sliding your hands straight down and straight back up. You don't want to be leaning forward or leaning backward, especially, okay, with this one. We want to be staying up nice and tall, leaning to the side, okay? So I'd like to start off, class, with the goal post. So I have my light weights here. I'm going to go into my kneeling position here. All right, I got my arms lifted. We're going to knock out 15 of these goal post reps together in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? I'm coming up and back down. That's 1. Lifting the lid. Bringing it back down. That's 2. Pinch those shoulders back. 3. Big chest as you come up. 4. 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5 more, 11, 12, 13, 2 more, 14, and 15. Very good. I'm going to set those down on the floor there, and I'm going to use no weight for the lateral lean here, okay? Again, no weight, lightweight, or heavy weight for the lean. We're going to go with 30 seconds together in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Staying nice and tall, sliding those hands down the side of the thigh. Again, straight line path for that hand, whether you're going with the weight or without. Straight down, straight back up. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. Now, let's knock out our last set of the goal post here. Again, no weight or light weight for this one. Do not use your heavy weights. I recommend that you do not use those. But if you really wanted to, you could. All right? So, let's get ourselves started in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Coming up and back down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 2 more, 14, and 15. Very good. Now, I'm setting those weights off to the side. We do not need those for the rest of the session. And we're going to get set back up for our standing lateral lean. We've got 30 more seconds, and we're going to get ourselves started in 3, 2, and 1. Ready? Coming down and back up. Straight line path for those hands. Staying up nice and tall. I'll actually do a side view here. There we go. Again, I'm trying to avoid that lean. I don't want to lean forward or backward. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Now, catch your breath. Get a sip of water if you need to. I'm going to go over our cardio supersets next. All right? So, frontal plane work today. We're going to make sure that our cardio work is consistent with that plan. The first one I have for us is going to be our half jack. All right? So, remember the class, we have our progression. I can bring one arm and the same side leg out at the same time, and then vice versa. Okay? The next level up from that is going to be both arms, no matter which leg comes out. Okay? So, both arms come up. And really working on getting a nice large step, right? Because we're working on the same outer hip and thigh muscles that we did earlier in that first superset, okay? So that's gonna be 3 sets of 30 seconds, not 45, 3 sets of 30 seconds. And remember class, the final progression is the full jumping jack, all right? So, we're going to do that for 3 sets of 30 seconds. The 3 sets of 45 seconds, the second set is going to be the marching straddle step. So with this one here, it's the exact same cadence as the V step. So I'm going wide, wide, narrow, narrow. Wide, wide, narrow, narrow. But as always, class, we are trying to avoid that too large step, that way too big of a step, because then I can't get the other foot out, and now I'm about to do the splits, okay? And that's gonna be pretty difficult to get out of. So Just remember that cadence. You want to be challenging yourself by getting nice large steps, but again, be careful with that one, okay? So 3 sets of 45. I keep wanting to grab my stopwatch when it's broken, so I'm gonna have to keep using this thing on my wrist, all right? So let's start off with our half jack, okay? For 30 seconds, we're gonna get started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. I'm going with my favorite progression here, class. Both arms up. No matter which of the legs comes out. Keep that breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Get that big step, that big wide step. Again, not too wide, just like with the marching straddle step coming up next. 5 seconds left, keep it up. 3, 2, 1. Relax and reset. Marching straddle step. Very good. Find a pace that's going to challenge you here, class. Maintain that from the beginning all the way to the end. Keep that posture as you go. We got 20 seconds left. Very good. Remember, class, we can also alternate which foot we start with. I like to get comfortable here. 3, 2, 1. Relax and reset. Back to the half jack. I'll continue what I was saying on the next set. But when we're alternating, class, remember, we can change up which foot we start the next sequence with. All right, for that marching straddle step. Find a pace here, just like with that straddle step that's going to challenge you. Get that nice wide step out there. Make those outer hip and thigh muscles work. Checking my time. Very nice. 3, 2, 1. Relax and reset. Marching straddle step. Very good. So what I was saying there, right? Every new sequence, we can start with the right foot, or we can start with the left foot. You can alternate if you want to. That would be quite the brain game there, class. Get that cognition with the movement. This is our second time through. We've got one more set for each exercise after this set here. 10 seconds left. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1. Relax and reset. Half jack. Last time through on this one. I'm starting to feel this one in my calves here as well. There we go. Nice wide step. Get the timing. I'm feeling this one in my shoulders as well. I can see those arms moving up and down in the boxes that I can see. Very nice. Checking my time. 3, 2, 1. Relax and reset. Last time through on the marching straddle steps. Very good. I didn't talk about this yet here, class. Remember, we can modify by getting lower. Lower to the ground. We can modify by going faster steps, or we can modify by taking those large steps, as long as we're careful. I'm gonna turn to the side here, check the posture, right? Keep the eyes up, keep the chest up as best you can, especially as you start to fatigue. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Checking my time here. Catching my breath. I'm going to make sure I know what I'm doing for my cool down. Let's go out of the gallery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Where's my Excel? Here it is. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stretches. All righty. All right, let me know when you're ready to go, class. Got a thumb there. Got a couple more thumbs. All right. Awesome. I think that we will go ahead and get started. Big Chris there. Okay. So, first stretch that I have for us for today is going to be our wing spread stretch. Okay. Now, I can use this stretch for the chest muscles as well. You know, if we did any sort of push-up or chest press or anything like that. But I also like it for the biceps because we get that pronation, right? So when we bicep curl, we do that supination like we talked about, okay? When you go the opposite direction, turn the palm down, we're gonna get that nice stretch. So that's what we're gonna do here. I'm gonna get my arms up to shoulder height. My thumbs are pointing up to the ceiling right now, but now I'm gonna turn my thumbs down and back. And I'm in that pronated position. Hopefully you're feeling that stretch in the biceps. Go ahead and start if you haven't already. You want to keep that breathing. If you want to get a nice chest stretch, just push your arms back a little bit. You might also feel this in the forearm as well as the front of the shoulder. I even feel this all the way up into my fingers. Keep that breathing, class. Checking the time. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Let the arms come down and dangle. All right. Now with this next one here, I'm going to come down to my kneeling position. Let's go with our overhead tricep, right? The tried and true tricep stretch. What I'm going to do here, class, is get my arm up and over, almost like I'm doing the back scratch, right? And then I'm going to gently tug on the elbow. Emphasis on gentle, okay? Let's go with 20 seconds here in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. I'm doing the side view here again to really emphasize that posture. Big chest, pinch the shoulders, stay up nice and tall. It's going to be very easy to hunch over in a stretch like this. 3, 2, 1, relax. Bring the arm down with control. All right, let's do the same thing on the other side. So now I'm bringing my left arm up and over, giving a gentle tug on the elbow for 20 seconds. Go ahead. Keep that breathing. This is an overhead stretch. So we want to emphasize the breathing even more. Checking my time. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Now from here, class, I want to go into our wall twister, okay? Or you know what? We've done the wall twister the last time we had frontal plane. Let's do our standing lateral reach, all right? They're very similar stretches, all right? But basically what I'm going to do is go find a wall, and I'm going to do my mind work here. We're just going to pretend that my wall is right here. And I'm going to stand with my feet about shoulder width apart. I'm going to bring my opposite side arm up and over to touch the wall, okay? Now, if I turn to the side, now my wall is right here, okay? I'm standing perpendicular to my wall. I'm going to reach up and over my head like I'm trying to touch the 12 o'clock position on a clock, right? Just like in that standing lateral lean, we don't want to be leaning forward or back, okay? So let's get 20 seconds on each side in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. We can also push our hips in the opposite direction of the wall if we want a little extra stretch going up the side of the torso. Just be careful and find a range of motion that you're comfortable with, okay? 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. Now, I'm going to pretend my wall is on this side, and we're going to do the same thing, all right? Go ahead and start if you haven't already. 20 more seconds. We're emphasizing breathing here. Finding that comfortable range of motion. This is complementing our standing lateral lean as well as our half jack here, class. 3, 2, 1, relax. Very good. Now, before I get into my leg stretches, I also want to make sure that I knock out our modified sleeper stretch, all right? Because we did work the rotator cuff muscles. So probably should have done that one after the tricep, but I'm going to get myself into my arm wrestling position. I'm going to rotate my arm out slightly, right? Not all the way out, but just out slightly so I'm not directly in front of my body. And I'm gently going to apply pressure. I got 2 fingers. Gently apply pressure to that wrist as we bring the hand down. All right, go ahead for 30 seconds if you haven't already started. Keep that breathing. Again, if you feel uncomfortable with this stretch, find a range of motion that you are comfortable with. All right? It's very important that we protect this muscle group. 10 seconds left. Keep it up. Got the breathing as well. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Shake that arm out here, class. All right. Let's do the same thing now on the other side. Okay. Arm wrestling position. Rotate that arm out to the side. 2-finger pressure. Nice and easy. 30 seconds. Being gentle with the rotator cuff. Hopefully we're feeling that good stretch in there. I don't know where to push exactly because my watch is right where I want to press on my wrist. 5 seconds left. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Now from here, class, I want to go into our lower body stretches. And the first one I have for us is going to be our, for our inner thigh, right? We want to complement that pillow squeeze that we did today. And I have 2 options for that one, okay? I have the, well, let's actually do the standing option first, okay? Because we've done the butterfly a few times. We could do that one if you really wanted to today, class, but I want to talk about this one as well. So with this one here, I'm finding a wide stance. Okay, and I'm having a nice athletic position. My knees and hips are bent, and I'm going to lean to the side. Okay, so now my body weight is being held a little bit more on my bent leg, and I'm getting a little more of a stretch on the lengthening leg. Okay, now as you start to feel your bent leg getting a little more fatigued, I want you to switch to the other side. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean that you're switching when I switch or when somebody else switches. It means that you are switching when you feel your leg muscles getting fatigued from bearing your body weight, okay? And remember, class, in the past, I have had us go with 60 seconds in total, and you switch back and forth as you see fit, okay? To get a nice stretch in the inner hip and thigh there, okay? Now, the seated option that I have, all right, in case we want to do that instead, if you remember, we're going to be sitting. I got to turn my camera down. There we go. So I'm going to be sticking my feet out, digging my heels in, and I'm scooted up to the front of the chair. Remember, class, what I'm going to do is lean to one side. And as I lean to one side, I'm going to rotate my stretching leg, turning my chest toward my bent leg, and I'm getting a nice stretch here on the inner hip and thigh. You see my toes are rotating with me as I go, all right? What I'd like to do there is 30 seconds on one leg and 30 seconds on the other, so that way, no matter which option you choose, we start and end together, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and get ourselves started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Kick a leg. If you're doing the seated option, we're going to hold that for 30 seconds. All right? If you're doing the standing, go back and forth on your own. Just get that nice stretch there on the inner hip and thigh. We're halfway through on this set. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1. If you're seated, go ahead and switch legs, leaning to the other direction. If you're standing, just keep doing what you're doing. Just go back and forth. Got 20 seconds to go. I definitely feel a lot tighter on the right side of my hip and thigh than my left. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. All right, so our last stretch, I have 2 options for this one as well. It's going to be our waiting room stretch in the chair as our first option. Remember, I can cross at the ankle, below the knee, or above the knee. I'm going to have a nice flat back, good posture, and get a nice forward lean. Get that nice stretch in the outer hip and thigh, okay? Our floor option, if you prefer that one, is going to be that seated figure 4. You see here, I'm going to cross one leg over the other, and then I'm going to slide my other foot toward my hips and get that same stretch in that part of my body, that hip and thigh area on the outside. All right, let's go for 30 seconds on each leg, whichever option you prefer. We're getting started in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. There we go. Got to keep track of the time while I go. I need both hands to balance though. Got about 15 seconds left here, class. Try your best to keep that posture if you're on the floor. All right, if you're in the chair, it's much, much more important to keep that posture because of that forward lean. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Go ahead and switch legs. I'm going to do the last half of this from the chair. All right, go ahead and start if you haven't already. 30 more seconds. Again, I'll do a side view here from the chair. Keep that nice posture. Do your best to stay up nice and tall if you're on the floor. Keep it up. 15 seconds left, class. Keep that breathing in through the nose and out to the mouth as always. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. That's all that I have for you for today, class. I want to thank you all so much for participating once again.